Hey everybody, how's it going? I am going to show you a little bit of something I use pretty daily, maybe not daily, but pretty frequently in my personal learning network. This is a program called TinkerCAD. It's a very simple way to get into 3D design for 3D printing or potentially even using this file on a laser cutter or maybe even a CNC router potentially. So I'm going to make the screen maximize for you guys, and we can take a look at tinkercad.com. So you can see the URL up there. Very simple. It's a free website. Gives you lots of capabilities, and is a great starting point again for this kind of design, whether in maker spaces or just for fun. So we have a few options. We have 3D design, we have electronics, and we have code blocks. So the code blocks are actually, little pieces of code embedded in these blocks that you can kind of just stack together. So it makes it kind of easy to design the code, but behind that front-facing block is some pretty complicated stuff. And you can also look at that and get into that as well. Electronics, you can focus on circuit boards, design circuit boards, simulate circuit boards, see if they would work as you design them, and then potentially buy the parts to assemble them. And then 3D design, that's what we're going to look at today, is just a little bit of that computer assisted design in a 3D sense. So the first thing obviously is you're going to go to tinkercad.com. You are either going to join now or sign in based on whether you're a member or not, and I'm just going to sign in real quick. Join now is it's kind of a typical thing now, so I don't think I necessarily need to walk everybody through that. And of course, I forget my username, but let's see here. Okay, so now I'm into my account and I've got a bunch of different random designs here. Some of them super simple, and then others, becoming a little bit more complicated. So we don't really need to look at my designs. That is not what this is about, and they're not very good anyway. So let's just go to create a new design, and I'll show you how to start tinkering. And then ideally, you sign up and you get to work. But as you'll see over here, we have 3D designs, circuits, we have lessons, so you could work on things that people have already designed for you and really get into something. So here we have a old design, but it's blank, so we'll just jump into this and hopefully it'll let us tinker with it a bit. It's super simple. We are working with geometric shapes here, and we can pull those geometric shapes in from this menu over here on the right, and we have all kinds of stuff: roof, cone, scribbles, that's kind of a newer one, text, so you could 3D print a name tag with your name on it, or a keychain or something like that. Pyramid, polygon, lots of different things. Stars, dice that's kind of pre-formed, and you add your own lettering or numbering or whatever you want to do. So lots of options there in the basic shapes. Then we can go to text and number, go to characters, so we can actually add to little Lego characters, make a little Lego character type thing. Lots of options there, of course. And connectors, more kind of robotic style connecting, or maybe like again like Lego people with ball and socket joints that you can kind of make. Shape generators, circuits, there's a lot here. Just real quick to talk about the personal learning network and sharing ideas. I think that's one of the key things about TinkerCAD or other online free software that allows creators of these types of things to kind of share their ideas. So Thingiverse is a good one. TinkerCAD is a great one that actually allows you to create, not just look at other designs or print other designs, but you can make your own. And there are a ton more out there. So here are a couple printable kits that they've made available through the work of others. And you can print out the head, the jaw, all of this probably on one build plate, and then glue or snap this model together. And then they also have a little skeleton, so right on time for Halloween. Yeah, so back to basic shapes, just to very quickly show you how to do this, because that's what's most important. You can explore on your own. Let's just make a box, take a box over, drag it over, drop it, and now I can manipulate this box however I want. Right now, I believe we're working on a 1 millimeter, so I'm working in millimeters, but I can take this, it's 20 millimeters square. I can now take this and make it whatever I want. I could lock it so that I can't now mess with it. I can unlock it for more editing. I can raise it up and make kind of a column. And another cool feature is making a hole. So I can take, instead of just making the actual shape itself, I can take something like this cylinder, which is a hole, and I can bring that over, and I can just rotate it a little bit, and we'll raise this one up and take it, drag it around, and then I insert this hole into my pillar. I can highlight it all, and I can group all of this here, and now I've made a new shape with this cylinder, this column here, now having a little hole in this. Now, right now this is not a finished design. Right now this, has no purpose. But if I went into this with a little bit more intent, I think, I could kind of use this hole and shape generator to kind of do whatever. Just to show you, here's a scribble. That was unintentional. Oh, I guess, oh, hey, this is my first time using the scribble, so a new feature for me. Looks like can do kind of anything with this. So that's kind of cool. And I can pull that out. Could do some kind of signature here. Interesting. So I can take that and then 3D print it. So this is a new feature that is really interesting to me. All right, so that is a pretty good intro to all you have to do. Now, if I'm going to zoom out so we can just see what's there. If we want to take this and actually turn it into a 3D print, we have to make it a file that a 3D printer can use. So I'm going to export it, and I'm going to export it as an .stl. For laser cutting, I would do .svg. There's another process where we could take a .svg, turn that into a different file type that would be suitable for a CNC router. So we still have that capability here. Just a couple more steps. But basically, I would take this. I would just click on .stl. I'm not going to download it now because I don't need it. I would save it for later and then use that in another program to make it 3D printable. I could also, just if I don't have a 3D printer, send it to some of these places or one of these places and have them 3D print it for me and then mail it right back. So there's that option as well, knowing not everybody has a 3D printer. I can highlight and just delete these shapes as I see fit, and then I can go back to my kind of shared workspace. Right now, all of my designs are private, but I could make these public. Anybody could see them, and in that case, they live kind of just out there in the ether for anybody to look at. I hope that this has been helpful. I hope that you guys will get on and start tinkering, and that's the point of this website. I know I didn't go into all of the details, but there are lots of lessons, lots of tutorials, and that's kind of the idea behind this website. Is they want people to learn by doing, really that constructivist approach. Get in there, make something, mess up, delete it. When you save it, it lives in the cloud, so it's not taking up your space. Yeah, so lots of benefits. I think being able to connect with learners, and other creators is a really good aspect of TinkerCAD. So I hope you'll get in there. I hope you'll tinker around and make something cool. See ya.